Greetings my lovely viewers. Today we are going over to multiplication and division of surd. In our previous video we have seen how to add and how to subtract surd. Remember that I said that surd are numbers in square root that cannot be simplified further into whole number or integers. Now let's start with multiplication first. If you are given this example to simplify, so you're asked to multiply this 2 root 6 times 7 root 10. Look at these numbers in the square root. We cannot simplify them further again. So we multiply. This will multiply this. So I have 2 times 7 times root 6 times root 10. And 2 times 7 will give me what? 14 times. I'll put these two in single square root. So root 6 times root 10 will give me root 60. Because 6 times 10 is what? 60. Now I have 14 times. I have to simplify 60 further. So the two factors that can give me 60 are 4 and 15. 4 times 15 will give me what? 60. Then in simplifying this surd, I have to look for factors of 60. That 1 will be a what? A perfect square. As one of those numbers that you multiply to give you 60 will be a what? A perfect square. A perfect square is a number that has, that when you look for the square root, it will give you a whole number. So I have 14 times, if I separate this one, root 4 times root 15. I have 14 times, square root of 4 is what? 2 times, this one does not have a whole number as square root, so I will leave it in roots. So 2 times 14, now 14 times 2 will give me what? 28 times root 15, which is equal to 28 times root 15 will give me 28 root 15. I hope it's clear. Now coming to this place, I have root 18 times root 32. Now I have to simplify this 18 further and also this 32. So when I'm looking for the factors that will give me 18, I will do it in such a way that one of the factors will be a perfect square. So 18 is the same thing as 9 times 2. In this place, 9 is a perfect square. So times, here I have 16 times 2. This and this will give me 32, and 9 and 2 will give me what? 18. I can put them in separate square root as root 9 times root 2 times root 16 times root 2. 9, square root of 9 is what? 3 times, this one does not have a whole number as square root, so I will leave it in the roots, times square root of 16 is what? 4 times root 2. Now multiplying the numbers first before the roots, I have 3 times 4 times root 2 times root 2. 3 times 4 will give me what? 12 times root 2 times root 2 will give me what? 2. How? I have that root 2 by root 2 is equal to root 4, and square root of 4 is equal to what? 2. So that is how I obtain these 2 here. So I'll now say 12 times 2 will give me what? 24. I hope it's clear. Now let's see more example under multiplication. We are given something like this to simplify. So this is 3 root 6 all squared. So this is the same thing as 3 root 6 times 3 root 6. So we multiply. This will multiply this. So I have 3 times 3 times root 6 times root 6. 3 times 3 will give me what? 9. Times root 6 times root 6 will give me what? 6. Because root 6 by root 6 will give me root 36. And square root of 36 is what? 6. So 9 times 6 is equal to what? 54. I hope it's clear. Now coming to this place, we multiply. This will multiply this first. This again will multiply this. After that, I will now use this one. So I have root 3 times root 3 is equal to root 9. Root 3 times root 3 is equal to root 9 because 3 times 3 is what? 9. Then root 3 times minus root 2, I have minus. I will have root 2 times 3 will give me what? 6. So both of them will give me what? Root 6. I'm through with this one. So I will now come to this place. Minus 2 root 2 times root 3. I'll first of all put my sign. This is 2. Then root 2 times root 3 will give me also root 6 because 2 times 3 is what? 6. Then minus times minus is what? Plus. And root 2 times root 2 will give me what? 4. This is 2. And root 2 times root 2 will give me 2. That 2 times this 2 will give me what? 4. I believe it's clear. This is 2 root 2 times root 2. 2 root 2 times root 2. This 2 is this one times root 2 times root 2 is equal to 2. And 2 times 2 will give me what? 4. So that is how we obtain this 4. Now, square root of 9 is what? 3. Minus, look at these two surd. You can see that they are like what? Surd. The coefficient of this one is 1. The coefficient of this one is 1 and the coefficient of this one is 2. So we are going to put them together. So this will give me 3 root 6 plus 4. So I have 3. I'll add the numbers first. So 3 plus 4 minus 3 root 6. And 3 plus 4 will give me what? 7 minus 3 root 6. That's my final answer. I hope it's clear. Now let's see example under division of surd. So we are asked to simplify the following. In the first one, I have root 4 over root 9. So we know that root 4, square root of 4 is equal to what? 2. Over square root of 9 is equal to what? 3. So this one is very simple. So our answer is 2 over 3. That's all. Coming to the second one, I have root 3 divided by 27. So first of all, I can separate this one to be root 3 over root 27. Now this can equally be root 3 over, I will simplify this. And the two factors that will give me 27 is 9 times 3. So I have root 3 over square root of 9 times square root of 3, which is equal to root 3 over square root of 9 is what? 3 times root 3. And when you look at it very well, you will see that root 3 is at the top and at the bottom. So this will cancel this. So I now left with what? 1 over 3. I hope it's clear. Coming to this place, I have root 2 over 18. So this is the same thing as root 2 over root. I will simplify this 18 as 9 times 2. Because 2 times 9 or 9 times 2 will give me what? 18. So this is the same as root 2 over square root of 9 times square root of 2. So this is root 2 over square root of 9 is what? 3 times root 2. Now since I have root 2 here and also here, I will cancel. So my answer is what? 1 over 3. Now assuming after dividing after dividing that you have roots at the denominator. Whenever you have roots at the denominator, you have to do what? Rationalize. And rationalizing means you multiply the numerator and denominator of that fraction with that what? The root. And by so doing, it will give you a what? A rational number. Let's see example. See more examples on division of surd. Now if you are given something like this, 3 divided by root 5. Now when you are looking at this, we are having roots at the denominator, and anytime you are dividing and you have roots at the denominator, you will simply do what? You will simply rationalize it by multiplying the numerator and denominator with that root. So I have 3 over root 5 times root 5 over root 5. So I'll multiply. 3 times root 5 will give me 3 root 5 over root 5 times root 5 is same as what? 5. Because 5 times 5 will give me 25, and square root of 25 is equal to what? 5. So once you rationalize, you are going to get a what? A rational number. I hope it's clear. Now coming to this side, I have 3 over 4 root 3. You can see that we have roots at the denominator, so we simply do what? Rationalize by multiplying the numerator with this and also the denominator with the same thing. So we now multiply. 3 times 4 root 3 will give me what? First of all, 3 times 4 is what? 12. 12 what? Root 3 all over 4 root 3 times 4 root 3. 4 times 4 is what? 16 times root 3 times root 3 is what? 3. So which is the same thing as 12 root 3 over 16 times 3 will give you what? 48. I can simplify further by reducing the fraction. So 12 into itself 1. 12 into 48 is what? 4. So finally I have root 3 over 4. I hope it's clear. Now let's see this example. We are asked to simplify. So anytime we are given something like this to simplify, see the way we are going to do it. We are going to rationalize the denominator by its conjugate. We are going to rationalize the denominator by its conjugate. And to rationalize means to multiply the numerator and the denominator with the conjugate of this. Now, how do we get the conjugate? Remember, in quadratic equation, we have what we call difference of two squares. We have something like a plus b into a minus b. When you look at this, they are the same thing. The only difference is the sign, plus and the minus. So when you multiply this thing, we are going to have a squared minus b squared. We will not have middle term again because the middle term will cancel each other. Now the same thing applies in surd. If we have root a plus root b into root a minus root b, we are going to multiply. If you multiply this, we will have root a all squared minus root b all squared, which will give us, these two will cancel the square root. I'm left with a minus 2 will cancel the square root. This one will be b. So the product of this one will give me what? A rational number. So I can now say that the conjugate of a plus root b is equal to this, and the conjugate of this one is equal to this. So in general, the conjugate of a surd is the same surd with opposite sign. So if you have plus here, its conjugate will be the same thing. You now put minus, change this plus to be minus. That is conjugate of it. And the conjugate of this one is this one. The same surd, just change the sign to be the opposite sign of what we are giving. So the same thing applies here. For us to find the conjugate of this denominator, it is the same number here, but the sign will change. The sign now here will be what? Plus. So I have to multiply the numerator and the denominator with the conjugate of this. So this is plus, root 3 all over 3 root 5 plus root 3. So I repeat, anytime you are given something like this, you are going to multiply the numerator and the denominator with the conjugate of the denominator. And the conjugate means the same thing that is here, but with what? Opposite sign. So if you have plus here, you change it to minus. When you're multiplying this side, when you're writing it at the numerator and the denominator. If you have minus here, you change it to plus like we did here. When you have plus here, you change it to what? Minus. So now multiply. 2 root 5 times 3 root 5. First of all, I'll say 2 times 3 will give me what? 6. Root 5 times root 5 is what? 5. Plus 2 root 5 times root 3 will give me 2 root 5 times 3 is what? 15. Then here I'll have my plus. Root 3 times 3 root 5. I'll have 3 first into root 3 times root 5 will give me what? Root 15 plus root 3 times root 3 is equal to what? 3. We have seen how these two give us 3. Root 3 times root 3 will give us root 9, and square root of 9 is what? 3. All over, there is no need of multiplying the whole of this thing. We just pick the first term, root 5 all squared minus the last term is this one all squared. That is difference of two squares. So for the numerator, I have 6 times 5 is what? 30 plus this and this are like sword. So I will now add 2 root 15 plus 3 root 15 will give me what? 5 root 15 plus 3 all over. Now opening this one, these two will affect these two numbers here, 3 and the root 5. So 3 squared is what? 9 times 5. Root 5 squared means root 5 times root 5, which is what? 5 minus root 3 squared means root 3 times root 3, which will give me root 9, and square root of 9 is what? 3. Or you can cancel these two, cancel the square root, giving me what? 3. Now from here I have that this will come with this, so 30 plus 3 will give me 33 plus 5 root 15 all over. This is 9 times 5, which is what? 45 minus 3. And finally I will have 33 plus 5 root 15 all over 43 minus 3. 45 minus 3 will give me what? 42. And that is the final answer.